Welcome to Defeat Your Cravings, hosted by Dr. Glenn Livingston, PhD. Glenn has held his doctorate in psychology for more than 30 years and is also a former multi-million-dollar consultant to the big food industry and uses his experience to help you defeat your cravings. This show will help you to focus on dramatically reducing cravings and leave the diet mentality behind, so you can more easily and effortlessly achieve your health, fitness, and body composition goals. Please remember, no doctor-patient relationship is created via this show, and you are responsible for confirming any changes to your diet, health, or psychological routines with an appropriately licensed professional before implementing them. Now, before we get started, if you haven't yet downloaded the free smartphone app to access dozens of these recordings all in one place, as well as to avail yourself of a confidential community for support, motivation, and assistance, please visit the podcast link on defeatyourcravings.com as soon as possible. And now, here's your host, Dr. Glenn Livingston.
Hey, it's the very good Dr. Glenn Livingston with defeatyourcravings.com. And who am I here with?
Dr. Howie Jacobson of howiejacobson.com.
And I should say that we are both the PhD type of doctors, not the MD type of doctors, right?
Yep, last time I checked.
Okay. Build your binge-free now muscle to eradicate the fear of the future. Often clients tell me they're doing great now, but they can't shake the fear of binging in the future. Their food monster holds repeated past failures over their head. This rattles their confidence and drains their ability to concentrate energy on the present. But here's the thing, the fact that you've repeatedly failed in the past will always be there. But so too will the fact that you get stronger every moment you abstain from junk. Which of these thoughts grows depends upon what you focus on. Focus on the mental strength you're building by continually choosing to eat healthfully in the present moment, and this thought will eventually crowd out and conquer the more destructive ones about past failures. Moreover, it helps tremendously to remember that behind every fear that you might binge in the future is your food monster's plan to do so. Expose that plan and make a specific counter plan to beat it, and watch your binge anxiety evaporate. Everything you want in life is on the other side of a strong binge-free now muscle. It's really all about eating healthfully in the present moment, which is the only moment that exists and the only moment you can feed yourself. Build your binge-free now muscle to eradicate fear of the future. What do you think?
Oh, I have a hallelujah to that one.
You too.
It's one of the biggest hidden cognitive mistakes that I see my clients make. Well, the one thing you said was like, the past failures will tell you, okay, this is a pattern. The balloon is always going to burst. But I find that with that in the background, the longer people succeed, the more they feel like they're going to fail. 12-step programs use coins and measurements and counting. Like the image people have is like I'm hanging off, like one of those cartoons when you fall off the cliff and you're hanging onto a root. Like the longer you hang on, the more fatigued you get, the more likely you are to binge.
How high can I count before I fell?
Yeah, right. But this is more like practicing a piece on the piano. Like if you had to learn a hard piece, you probably made some mistakes, but the more you practice, the fewer mistakes you made. And the more you practice, the less likely it is that you're going to keep making those mistakes.
Right.
Growing is actually the opposite of this idea of counting as high as I can till the inevitable failure comes.
That's why I like the idea of calling it a mental muscle, because muscles are things that get stronger when you exercise them. And so your food monster says, there's going to be this mythical time in the future when you're too weak to hold on, predicting that I'm going to be weaker in the future than I am now. But the truth is, if I keep training and bringing things back to the present moment, that's a muscle. That's an ability that develops over time. So I'm going to be stronger in the future than I am now.
Yep. And that reminds me of something else that you say often, which is the only time you can eradicate a binge is when you're feeling the urge.
Right. Every craving is an opportunity for self-love or self-destruction. The only way to kill a craving is to have a craving and not reinforce it. And if I were to be super technical, I would say a food cue/craving pair, because they come in pairs. And then I just think the final thing is, you can't totally get rid of that thought, because you can't get rid of your history, and you can't get rid of this thing in your brain that really wants the binge food, or that remembers having gotten all the binge food. But you can control what you focus on. So I I remember this Gary Larson tune where I think the guy's name was Clyde in the cartoon, and he's got a big bass drum for a marching band. And you can see in the thought bubble above his head, he's thinking, don't F up, don't F up, don't F up. And then the caption underneath the cartoon is Clyde F's up.
Yep.
Because the more you think about that, the more likely you're going to do that. So the thing is to just think about the music, get into the music, get into the present moment, and let all those thoughts about effing up go by the wayside.
I think I was in 10th or 11th grade playing frisbee golf down in the park, thinking, don't hit that old couple on the bench.
Yeah, be careful not to hit that old couple. Oh my God, you're going to hit that old couple on the bench.
Release, looking, watching the disc curve. No.
Oh no. What happened?
So I hit the old couple on the bench. So somehow it bounced off the man and hit the woman. I have that to look forward to karmically. I'm going to be old on the bench and someone's going to hit me and I'm going to have to say, that's okay, I deserved it.
That's funny.
And that brings us to the end of today's broadcast of Defeat Your Cravings, hosted by Dr. Glenn Livingston. Now, if you'd like to find out more about the products and services Dr. Glenn offers to help you dramatically reduce your cravings and stop overeating in 90 days or less, please visit defeatyourcravingscoaching.com. That's defeatyourcravingscoaching.com. Thanks.